What's going on, guys? Oregon obviously doesn't have a game this week, so I wanted to kind of come on here and just talk about the season so far and where we're sitting and what we got left. I looked at the schedule, and there are 5 games standing in the way of Oregon, and you know, well, 5 games. So there's still a lot of football left to be played. Few road games, 2 of them actually. Um, there's 4 scheduled, but we got 5 if we win on Thursday. We'll clinch the Pac-12 North. And by Thursday, I mean next Thursday, not Halloween. But anyway, so Marcus right now, I think, is just now starting to hit his stride, which is kind of scary because early in the year he wasn't putting up the gaudy numbers we were used to from him. In his redshirt freshman year, he was putting up like 68% passing, and he just wasn't hitting that early. Now I think he's starting to get into the rhythm a little bit, and like this kid needs more of a rhythm. This kid has just been, you know, just putting up ungodly numbers, and I think he's going to continue it against Stanford, especially with Ben Gardner being out. That's one less guy to put up pressure. That's one less guy to change the line of scrimmage like they did last year. You look at that game; they changed the line of scrimmage a lot, and that's kind of one thing you need to do to beat Oregon is change the line of scrimmage. And with Ben Gardner out, I don't know if they have the guys. Ben Gardner, Shane Scove. Those are 2 big guys on their defense. Now they just have that linebacker Scove, which is a legitimate linebacker, but I think we played the best linebacking core maybe in the country on Saturday because they were all over the field, and we torched them in the second half. We wore them out, and I don't think Stanford's going to be able to keep up. But anyway, this is not a Stanford video; it's a team video. You want to talk about a guy that's impressed me personally has been Byron Marshall. Coming into the year, I wasn't so high on this guy. I was a little bit concerned. I didn't know if he could handle the load of an every down back because I knew it wasn't going to be Anthony Thomas. That being said, Byron has come out and just blown me away. Just absolutely everything that's asked of him, he does. He has 4 straight games over 100 yards instead for Anthony Thomas. Fantastic. Couldn't ask more of the kid. And then you want to talk about another impressive guy is Thomas Tyner coming in, maybe one of the most highly touted freshmen we have had here since DeAnthony Thomas, and the weight of the world on his shoulder. It seems like it just is like, how good is this kid really? Is he a Heisman Trophy candidate now? Oh my gosh, let's crown him king of Oregon football. No, there's a learning curve between high school and college, and I think we're seeing that a little bit with Thomas, but I think it's a faster maturation than most people thought. Honestly, faster than I thought anyway. Then you talk about the receiving core: Josh Huff, Braylon Addison, Keenan Lowe. We were supposed to have Dwayne Stanford, but he's lost to an ACL injury. I shudder to think what our offense would be like with that guy because that guy had a great freshman year. But our offense, it's like we need more weapons. You look at the tight end core. Of course, we lose Colt Ayerla about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, something like that. He's left the team, but I think if Oregon was going to lose a player at some offensive position, you'd want it to be tight end just because of the depth that we seem to have there as Farrell Brown and Johnny Munt. Both have come in and done everything asked of them and kind of just been the two toolbox kind of guys on this team. The lunch pails, they don't do all the pretty stuff. They're not the flashy make plays all the time, but they block, they catch it when it's thrown to them. Not a lot of drops, not a lot of mistakes. It's just very serviceable is what they need to do right now. Just be serviceable when we ask you to be. You don't need to be flashy. You don't need to make all the plays like Colt did, who, let's just face it, Colt is a different kind of athlete than these 2 guys. That's not what's going to be asked of them, and they're filling their role nicely. You look at the defense. One thing I think that needs to improve is tackling in space, especially with the linebackers. I think the corners and the safeties are fine. They do good when you want to play bump and run, and they do good at coming up on fly sweeps and all that. They do good at that, but I think the linebackers, especially Joe Walker, I've noticed sometimes get a little jump ahead of the gun here and don't necessarily do the fundamentals of tackling in space. But again, we still have 5 games. We still have a lot of fine tuning to do. I'm not seeing a ton of problems. It's just that's one thing I've noticed, not necessarily lately, but just throughout the season, just little bits and pieces of not tackling in space. And when you're playing in the big game in January, one missed tackle could be the ball game. Honestly, that's how close that game could be. The defensive line is getting pressure. Taylor Hart is playing absolutely amazing. As my buddy likes to call him, it's Taylor Heart Attack. He's just playing out of his mind right now. He really is. And also Wade Keeley and Ricky Hamuli are both playing just phenomenal pass rush and just doing everything that they can do to cause disturbance in the backfield. Heck, our defensive line can play with anybody, I think. Line them up against any SEC team and you got a game. That's just how I feel. Size be damned. We're so athletic, it's outrageous. And then, of course, I mentioned the back four. It's just business as usual. Go do your job. Go be the four-man island. Do your thing. Thank you. We'll deal with the front seven. That's basically how I feel every single game. Every single game. So, anyway, guys, as always, go Ducks. And I'll be getting ready for Stanford Hate Week here come Sunday, though it's a ways away, but I had to make a video this week. I couldn't stay off YouTube very long. But yeah, Stanford Hate Week's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot to talk about. Revenge of the Birds is alive and well. Go Ducks, guys.